Hi everyone, welcome back to AFTV News Daily. I'm here with Mr. Don Robbie himself. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
We've been sharing this set a few times together.
Yeah,
actually.
we have.
I was away a bit last week, but
yeah, How did the move go?
It was good. So I've moved house, basically.
Yeah.
All very exciting. I'm trying to adult now. Yeah, but I came home the other day and just the plates weren't cleaned for me. The washing wasn't done. I'm joking. But no, it's a new life to get used to.
It's a good life.
It's good. It's very exciting. As always, though, I was constantly flicking through Twitter, flicking through the Arsenal news because it seems relentless. I've never known us to have so much news and no signings, like no actual end product at the end of it.
I guess with the Euros going on at the moment, and by the way, we got the TV on in the background, and wow, what a game that's been! Croatia, Spain. Spain were winning 3-1, and Croatia have got it back to 3-3. It's gone to extra time, and basically Spain have become Spurs. But anyway,
and they're playing in white, to be fair.
And they're playing in all white. Yeah, maybe there is some significance in that. Yeah, listen, I think because the Euros are going on.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, you've got the Copa America going on at the same time as well. I think there's a lot of things bubbling up for all teams, but you're not going to see much happening until a lot of the games in the Euros and the Copa America have concluded. Because if you look at it, and I was saying this to somebody, I was walking down the road the other day, and some guy, he's an Arsenal fan, stopped me. He's like, "Robbie, what's going on? I've had enough of these lot." And I did say to him, you do have to have a little bit of patience here, I feel, without defending, Arsenal. But I'm saying you've got to have a bit of, because have a look at all the other teams. Hardly any team has bought anyone.
No, it's true. It's been a quiet window so far.
No, but there's a lot of teams that need players, but they haven't bought them in yet. And I think it's because of the Euros and because of Copa America.
That's fair enough, actually. Do you know what? You've actually calmed me down a little bit. Because I was starting to, I did the ice bath, which you can check out on AFTV VIP. Link is in the description below. I did the ice bath and I said, I'm starting to get a bit tetchy. I'm starting to get to that point where I'm a little bit worried. And Arsenal seem to be rejecting more bids than they're making. And actually that brings on to the main discussion for today. Do we have to worry about Emil Smith-Rowe and these constant Villa bids?
I'll tell you what though, right? I mean, Villa have put in another bid now, 30 million, which is a lot of money for Emil Smith-Rowe. You know what I mean? That's a good offer. I'm glad that Arsenal have turned it down. But wow, this is Aston Villa, basically attacking Arsenal.
Yeah.
Come in and getting aggressive in the transfer market, something I've always wanted to see Arsenal do a lot. Getting really aggressive in the transfer market and really testing the resolve of Arsenal on one of our young players. So,
after
obviously
Buendia.
Arsenal, after getting Buendia as well. Arsenal have turned it down, and I'm glad they've turned it down. I'm not worried. I think it would be a disaster if they sold Smith-Rowe. I mean, unless they had a ridiculous offer that they couldn't refuse. But 30 million is not ridiculous that you can refuse.
Listen, I hate asking this question because we all love Emil Smith-Rowe and we want.
Croatia nearly scored again.
I've got to say, this is an unbelievable game.
It's a great game.
I hate asking this question because I love Emil Smith-Rowe and I want him to succeed and realise the potential at Arsenal. But is there a price that you think, combining kind of maybe what you think Arsenal will accept and maybe what you'd accept, that maybe gets this deal over the line? I mean, are we saying Arsenal would really turn down 50 million quid?
I think if they came with a 50, I think if I was Arsenal, I want 60 million.
Yeah,
if you came with 60 million, then I mean, you couldn't turn that. But 30 million, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
30 million is probably what he is worth. As you see him being a top prospect, you can see that he's going to be probably a future England player. If you've got Ben White going for 50 million as well, is 30 million even the right sort of price for him? He should be. I'm not saying he's as good as Ben White's more established. He's in the England setup and stuff like that. But I feel that when the next, the World Cup starts coming around, and if Smith-Rowe plays as many games as he did last season, he'll be knocking on the door because he was kind of in and around it. They were sort of starting to look at him. It's just that there's so many players in that position. So for me, it would have to be about 60 million or something like that, 50, 60 million for Arsenal to start. At 50 million, they'd have to consider it. The only one thing I'd say, because I had at my son's football the other day. I had a Villa fan. Oh, there's a chance here for Spain, which they fluffed. I had a Villa fan bantering me the other day at my son's football. He's a Villa fan, and what I said to him was, I go, yeah, you're in a lot for Smith-Rowe, but does that mean that Grealish is off? You know what I mean? So just remember that.
Robbie, I couldn't agree with you more, and we'll go back to the Smith-Rowe thing in a sec, but I completely agree with you. I think of the two sets of fans, I think the Villa fans should be the most worried.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we're selling Smith-Rowe for anything less than 50, 60 million. And I've got to say, if we got that, I'd be really disappointed because I want him to succeed at Arsenal. But let's face it, he's been quite injury prone at times, especially over his very short young career. We don't know if he's going to make it. We've seen a lot. Look at what Callum Hudson-Odoi was 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Has he really kicked on? He's still a very good player, but has he kicked on the way they thought? 2-3 years ago, maybe 50, 60 million wouldn't have done it for Chelsea, but today it would.
Yeah.
So there is that fear, are they definitely going to make it? Whereas I think for Villa fans, this for me confirms that Grealish is going somewhere. I think it has to.
Grealish is off. Grealish is off, so, Villa fans don't get too carried away, laughing at us and stuff like that. The only other thing I would say, though, is look at the ambition that Villa are showing. Even if Grealish is off.
That's very true.
They've already spent 35 million. They're looking to fork out another 30 right here on Smith-Rowe.
Yeah.
That's 65 million.
And they haven't got Europe
on two
or
players.
like that,
and they've got no Europe, nothing like that. And on top of that, they're stepping up to a club like Arsenal and they're saying, yeah, bro, we got money too.
Yeah.
Now we're going to step up and we're going to try and get one of your best young players. Yeah. That's kind of unheard of normally. Normally it would be maybe a Man City or a Chelsea or somebody, but Villa.
Yeah, it's true.
So it just shows you, what it shows you is that a lot of these teams are catching up. And this is why this summer, the transfer window is critical for Arsenal. We've got to get it right because these teams are catching up.
Yeah, I can agree.
Even if they are getting rid of Grealish, they're not just waiting and saying, oh, he's going. They're taking decisive action.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I completely agree. Spriggsy says ESR has all the powers. He's definitely able to negotiate a better contract. So Arsenal either give him what he wants or risk losing him in 2 years.
He has not signed a new deal yet with him.
And that's the interesting thing.
All the talk is that when he comes back from holiday and that he will sign a new deal. But
isn't that it? But why? I don't know, Robbie. You know more than me about this. Why does it take so long? What? I mean, I understand why giving Ozil a new contract, or actually Aubameyang's the best example of late, and there's a chance for Morata, and he scored. Wow.
And it's a good finish as well.
Wow.
Morata he's actually scored.
Unbelievable.
Actually, that's his second goal of the tournament. 2 more than Harry Kane.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But it's a great finish.
What a game. 20 minutes for Croatia to find another comeback.
Game. The Euros have been good.
Yeah, absolutely. No, do you know what? I've enjoyed the break from Arsenal. It's been great. Sorry, what was I saying? Smith-Rowe. I've completely lost my train of thought. Do you remember what I was asking you? I can't remember.
You saying, why does it take so long?
Right. That was exactly what I was asking. Why does it take so long? Because I understand how with an Aubameyang, 300 grand a week, whatever it is, 250. I understand why there's a lot to put in place. There's a lot of convincing to do. There's a lot for him to think about. I don't think Smith-Rowe is like chomping at the bit to get out the club. I think he wants just a fair salary that reflects where he is in the team right now, where he is in his development, and Arsenal can do that. We got Kieran Tierney done, who we signed less than 2 years ago. We've got that renewed. Great, well done, Arsenal. That's really good business. Why does it take so long with Smith-Rowe?
Yeah, I feel that.
Saka
probably it's all been in the planning. And they're taking their time to plan it and sort it out. And as I understand, he was either on holiday or was about to go on holiday, and they just said we'll sort it out when you come back off a holiday.
Okay.
But probably they didn't realise that these very aggressive offers were going to come in from Aston Villa. I mean, it's been out of the blue. It's been really surprising, but Villa are behaving at the moment like a big club.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're going to a club like Arsenal and trying to poach one of our best young players, you got to say to yourself, wow. Are we doing that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Will be interesting to see if Arsenal, for instance, go to Leicester and do a similar thing with Maddison. Or, all right, we're trying to get Ben White away from Brighton, who's, but that's Brighton. When was the last time we stepped to a club, say, bigger than us, and got all aggressive trying to take away one of the players in the Premier League?
I remember when Man City in about 2008-9 got their new owners, and the first thing they did, they obviously wanted to break into top four. They went to top four clubs and bought their players, and mainly Arsenal. Gael Clichy, Adebayor, Sami Nasri, Kolo Touré, Bakary Sagna a few years later. They all went to Manchester City because City went, listen, you can do what you're doing at Arsenal, but look at our project, look at the money we're going to pay, look, we're going to be there someday. I think all of them, bar maybe Adebayor, have benefited from that move. I just wonder when Arsenal will be the guys who go to, I don't know, someone who's...
That's it. We want to see, as I said, will Arsenal go to Leicester and get as aggressive as Villa are at the moment when it comes to Maddison? It's 5.
Completely agree, and it's 5.
That's 5.
What a game.
5-3 to Spain against Croatia. What a fantastic game.
Amazing. I'll tell you what, I like having games on while we're doing this. This is good fun. We've got a super chat from Victor. Thank you very much for the super chat, Victor. It says, Manchester United just completed an £85 million deal for Sancho. Arsenal, we need to spend this transfer window. That's the problem.
85 million's a lot.
What'd you make of that off the back, firstly?
I think that's too much money for Sancho. I really do. I mean, I know he's a great young player, and he's got some great numbers. 85 million. You know what, as well, what that does? I mean, I didn't realise that had been completed. I know, it's in the making. But what that does is it pushes the price up now. If, say, a Maddison is available, Leicester are looking at that and they're like, well, hold on a minute. We want that for, or near to that for Maddison. So, pushes the prices up.
And that's what always kind of frustrates me so much about deals like Maguire for 80 million. That is it. That's now you're setting a new benchmark. And actually, Arsenal almost shot themselves in the foot a little bit. The summer they came out with the 72 million for Pepe. Everyone started, so you do have a bit of money to play with, And I understand. Look, I take from that, whether they've overspent or not, that there's another club that are they're improving.
Everybody is, and as I said, it's been very quiet so far in the market, right? Because there's a lot of teams inquiring about players, but they haven't actually gone and bought those players yet, right? But everybody's going to strengthen. Manchester United buying Sancho, that's Sancho, Rashford, Cavani. I mean, Bruno Fernandes. And these are teams we've got to play. So we cannot afford to go into that next season with no little half-hearted team.
And those are the clubs that I have hopes that one day, if Arsenal get it right, and maybe they don't quite get it right themselves, we might. When I look at the top four and who we're realistically replacing in it, Man United are one of the first I'm looking at. I know they finished second. I know they're a very good side, but I just think, oh my God, I was Spain in again here. I just think Man City, I just don't think they're ever going to fall out of it. Chelsea will keep spending. Liverpool have Klopp. And so for that reason, I kind of hope that maybe it'll be United who slip up one day, even though they've looked very good.
They finished second last year, and they're spending, and they're going to go again. And their aim is, they've got Champions League football. They can attract better players than us. They spend more than us. If we don't get our act together, that's what I said. It's a critical window for Arsenal. We've got to get our act together because right now our rivals are Villa, not Man United. I hate to say it, and it's horrible to say that, but our rivals are Villa. Villa are trying to get our best player. They gazumped us for Buendia, and now on top of that, they're taking a piss again by they're coming in trying to get our best player, right, or one of our best young players, right. And for all those who just thought it was a joke because it started off at 20 million, then 25 million, now it's 30 million they're coming in. They're dead serious.
Agreed with that.
So these are serious bids. So, this is who we're competing with right now. So the Cronkies have to give the funds to Edu and Arteta to go out there and get the right and proper players in, or we're going to have another season like we did last year.
Agreed.
It's critical.
I agree. Another interesting development from today really was the feature of Aaron Ramsdale, and basically just a sort of a ramping up in reports that Arsenal are looking at him. That this isn't just keeping an eye. Actually, talks have begun. Robbie, I'm a little bit lost with this one, I'm going to be honest. What are your thoughts?
What do you need Aaron Ramsdale for? He's not better than Leno.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, some of the rumours at this stage, but that rumour's been going on for a few weeks now.
Yeah, but it's slightly kind of built up a little today,
why
didn't
do we
it?
need Aaron Ramsdale? I don't particularly rate him that highly either. I think he's okay. I don't think he's an outstanding keeper that we'd move on Leno to go and bring in Aaron Ramsdale. I know he's very young. Mm-hmm. Again, got into the England squad. But I'm sorry, that's not what we need right now. That is not what Arsenal need. You know, Aaron Ramsdale.
Well,
this is why fans are getting frustrated. This is why fans are getting worried when they see things like that.
Shivanand says Ramsdale as a backup isn't bad.
Yeah, but Ramsdale's not going to leave and come to Arsenal as a backup. I don't think so. As I said, he's just broken in. Think of it like this, right? When people say things like that, Ramsdale as a backup, he's just broken into the England squad.
Is he in this England squad?
He's in the England squad.
Okay.
He's out there.
Fair play, all right. So
he's broken into the England squad, right?
Yeah.
He's a backup goalkeeper there, right? Now, the World Cup's coming up in 2022. That's not long ago, not that long off. If you're Aaron Ramsdale, you want to play football week in, week out at maybe another Premier League team, right? Where you're going to play every single week, and then you've got a chance of breaking in, if you can produce the goods, into the World Cup team or the World Cup squad. So I'm
hard to disagree with that.
You know, there'll be other teams that will be after us, but that's not what we need right now. Can we focus Arsenal on what we need?
Yeah.
Which is a right back, defensive midfielder, central midfielder. Those three things. Can we get those first?
It does seem funny that actually those positions you just addressed, we seem to have not addressed any of them yet. In terms of most links are with the goalkeeper, there's Ramsdale and Onana. You got left back Nuno Tavares, who I know you covered in Transfer Daily. And then you're talking about Lokonga, who, yes, fits the profile maybe of a midfielder we need, but no one's really considering him ready to go straight into the first team. So there are some sort of... we seem to be doing kind of all the trimmings before we're doing the main thing, which is straight on. Kronos makes a great point here, and I'm going to read your... I was going to say a very similar thing. Get Ramsdale when you could have kept Martinez, who's better than Leno. Now, if we...
He's also at Villa, by the way.
Right. If we buy Ramsdale for 20 million, what was the point selling Martinez for 20 million?
100%. I mean, to be fair, Martinez did want to go, but...
Only because we
were keeping hold of Leno. It's another goal there for Croatia. I know he missed.
Oh, my word.
But yeah, you know what I mean? You know, what was the point? Like you said, what was the point in keeping Leno then?
Yeah.
We should have moved on Leno then and kept Martinez. But I don't, seriously, the transfer business is seemingly all over the place at the moment with some of the players that they're looking at. But I'm keeping my powder dry. I'm holding on just to wait and see what they actually do.
I'm actually still confident they'll pull off something good.
Why do we need Aaron Ramsdale?
Yeah.
And Aaron Ramsdale won't be cheap, by the way.
No, they're talking 20 mil.
I heard they want more than that.
Yeah, well.
You know, so...
Oh, here we go. AS says, Robbie and James, surely Villa wouldn't bid without encouragement from Smith-Rowe. Yeah, we sort of touched on that, but anyway. I think,
listen,
I think they would.
I don't know about encouragement. This is what you call being aggressive. They know that his contract is, you know, not been renewed yet, so they're making a move.
Yeah.
Testing the resolve.
Yeah.
Being aggressive in the transfer market, something that over the years with Arsenal we haven't been.
Yeah.
Villa.
I agree. Fargo says, a bit negative today. Allow it with the Buendia angles. Well, sorry, mate. The next topic is once again William Saliba. So let's go into it. Lille and Newcastle chasing
we need
him.
To, you know, the club's not giving us nothing at the moment to be positive about. So if there was a signing or something, maybe we wouldn't be this way. And it's what we've seen over the years. It's what I say to a lot of times to fans is that when you see fans very sceptical of things like 250 million being available and being linked to certain players, because it's happened to us over a long period of time, these things, and we've just never see it come to fruition.
Yeah.
But that's why there's all that skepticism over it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, this topic, as I just said, William Saliba, isn't one that's been particularly positive for any of us to talk about recently. Now, I just want to put it out there that I am absolutely fine with the idea that Arteta might be looking at William Saliba and saying, you've got bags of potential, but you're not quite ready. and I need a better, more reliable foundation. But the problem is, that's not really what we're getting from the club. Because if that's true, fine. But he had so many opportunities in the Europa League to play last year. He had so many opportunities to go out on loan before doing the 4 months before he eventually went. He's, the reports say he's going to come back and be given, a chance to perform in pre-season. Okay, but what does that mean? I mean, that's not very long to prove yourself. And now he's going to the Olympics. This strikes of me. And I know a lot of people have been on Arteta's back about man management, and I've defended Arteta in that sense. But this does feel to me like a poorly managed situation.
£27 million we paid.
Yeah, there you go.
He's not played a first team game yet.
Yeah.
How?
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
As I said, when people say to me, "Oh, Robbie, well, I was having this back and forth with DT the other day when we was doing the All Guns Blazing," and as I said to DT, I said, "Don't take it from me. Listen to what Saliba himself said. He said when he went on loan to Nice that whilst he kind of understood, the fact that, he's had a problems, family bereavement and stuff like that, and that he'd sort of returned to training a little later than everybody else because there was the big COVID break in France. He said, I wanted a chance to prove myself. I wasn't given a chance. That's what he said. Yeah? Why is he not given a chance? And now, there's all this talk about, further loan moves. He's been linked with, Rennes, Lille, Newcastle, Southampton. I want to see him given a chance in Arsenal's team. Yeah. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm feeling that, if Ben White comes in, which it looks like he will,
can I offer a different angle to this as well, which really, really winds me up? Because we're into the last couple of minutes of the show. When you hire a manager, because I'm not just looking at Arteta here, it's not Arteta's fault if he doesn't rate Saliba. I mean, okay, maybe it is. I'm not saying he doesn't. But when you hire a manager, isn't part of that process to say, so who here in the squad do you rate? Who would you use? What would you do with them? We've just spent 27 million on a player who was ranked the best young centre-back in world football. How do you plan to use him? I just wonder whether that discussion, and if Arteta or any manager turns around to you and says, listen, don't fancy it, I want 25 of my own players, and if they're not my own, I can't do it. Well, then is he the right man? Because part of being a great manager is adapting. I remember Antonio Conte came to England, and he played the first couple games, he played a back four with Chelsea, and I think they lost 2 games, one at Arsenal, they got battered, home to Liverpool, and he said, right, that's it, we're doing it my way. But he tried, what's the word? He adapted. He played with what he had, and he got something out of it. This screams to me a little bit that Arteta's maybe not willing to adapt to what he's got a little bit. I don't know.
He's, as I said, the slightly worrying thing for me at the moment with Mikel Arteta, which another thing I hope he puts right next season is, like you said, how he's, is he getting the best out of young players? I know people will say Saka, but he didn't bring Saka in. Saka was brought in by Ljungberg and by Emery. Yeah. Emery sent Mkhitaryan out on loan because he wanted to give Saka a chance, right? Emil Smith-Rowe, yes, he did bring him in, but that was kind of quite late in the season when he had no choice. Yeah. And then fair play, you've got to give Mikel Arteta credit because he's then kept him in the team and
developed him nicely.
Right, so I give him credit for that one. Yeah. But what about Martinelli, Guendouzi, all these young players, Saliba, Balogun, that ain't getting a chance. It worries me slightly. And in the Saliba case, as I said, he said himself he hasn't had a chance. He came from St Etienne with Wesley Fofana going to Leicester. Fofana's 19. He's played all them first team games for Leicester. I saw Fofana being linked with a move to Real Madrid. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right? No, so
it's a good point. The Fofana thing's always a big one, isn't it?
Fofana. So, give the kid a try. Is he totally crap that he can't get a game? I'm so baffled by it, right? And I just, there's been suggestions that maybe Ben White might be coming into play as a right side of a free and things like that. I don't know, but I just get the feeling that the person who's going to be sacrificed is Saliba. I don't think they're going to get rid of Holding. Yeah. Because Mikel Arteta really likes Rob Holding. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, how must William Saliba be feeling when he's seen the Ben White thing? Ben White being linked before any other player.
Yeah.
And it's not a priority, is it?
Tells you that the club are pretty desperate, especially with the money they're willing to spend.
So
yeah, it's a fascinating one, guys. Look, we'll just touch on some other quick news very quickly. Napoli was supposed to have a friendly apparently against Arsenal this summer. That was cancelled. We don't really know why. I think it's because it clashed too much with near the start of the Serie A season. But Arsenal have a decent, pre-season coming up with Chelsea, Spurs in the obviously the charity competition for Mind. Did I hear rumours that the Emirates Cup was back? I'm not sure.
I don't know about that.
No, we don't know about that. But they obviously got the Florida tour where they play Inter. And they're Scotland. Yeah, a lot going on. And that starts very soon.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
And then we need to. I want to see him buy some players and have them playing in those games. As I said, I feel that when the Euros are over, we'll see more movement.
Yeah.
Guys like Xhaka.
Yeah, that
probably
will get
gone. Switzerland are playing tonight.
Yeah.
He could be on the move. Remember, there's a lot of players to go out as well, out the door. So it's going to be. I still think that this summer Arsenal will buy 4 to 5 players. I really do.
That's the reports again today.
I really do feel they will.
Yeah.
But are we going to buy 4 to 5 of the right players?
Yeah.
We do not need Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. We don't need Aaron Ramsdale. That's my opinion. What for?
Listen,
use the money on what is important.
Yeah.
Do that first, and if you've got something left over, you know.
Agreed. Sudip asks top 4 prediction this year. I mean, it's hard to know because so few signings.
At the moment,
as things stand, it's not changing for me.
As it stands, we're not in it.
Yeah, it's Chelsea, United, Liverpool City as far as I'm aware. All right, and the last bit of news: Arsenal women have hired Jonas Eideval, who's from Rosengard. He got them to the Champions League. I read Rosengard here. Maybe
it's Rosengard.
Maybe
I thought it's Rosenborg.
Let us know in the comments section.
Rosenborg are a team from Norway. Or is I don't know. Maybe it's a team called Rosengard. I think.
I read Rosengard. apparently they're Malmo based. Apparently they're Malmo based. Which is Sweden, isn't it?
Swedish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go. Apparently he led them to the lots going on in the football. Apparently he took them to the Champions League quarterfinals, which is obviously a very good achievement. Listen, I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of the Arsenal women, but obviously they had to replace. He's left my head now. But
Australian manager.
Yeah, but I mean, they're doing more. They're getting stuff sorted quicker than the men's team, aren't they? Quite frankly.
Yeah. They brought in Nikita Paris, isn't it? It's coming.
Oh yeah.
As well.
There are rumours that Miedemar could be off, and Van
der Donk's left.
Great.
She's left. She's gone. So. Yeah, they're making moves more quicker than the male team.
They're getting things done, unfortunately we're not. Yeah. Well, Robbie, thank you so much for joining me.
Brilliant.
And you are going to be, tell them where you're going to be.
Later on, Don Robbie channel, I'm going to be over there. We've got a great game today. Switzerland, Granit Xhaka, taking on Le Péril, France. So that should be a great game.
Prediction?
I can't see past France in that game. There's been a couple of shocks though. But
they've been a little underwhelming.
I mean, this game here, Croatia versus Spain. Well done for Croatia to getting it back to 3-3.
Yeah.
After being 3-1 down, but
Spain turned
it on. That two games. Everyone was writing Spain off, right? That's 2 games now. They scored 10 goals in 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people were saying they can't hit a barn.
I was waiting for it.
They can't hit a barn door, right? Morata has scored 3 goals in this tournament. How many has Harry Kane scored? Right, so just saying. You're gonna
have Tobes coming through again.
Yeah, listen, he needs to turn up tomorrow. But yeah, listen, all the games of the Euros over on the Don Robbie channel, so you can check that out. And
fantastic. And do check out AFTV VIP. The link is in the description below. $2.99 a month and a 2-week free trial with all sorts of exclusive content and ad-free YouTube content on the app as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Robbie. We'll be back tomorrow again for another News Daily where I'm sure there's going to be 5-6 bits of completely brand new news. 7 new players we'll be linked with. You'll be covering our transfer daily. Arsenal are just relentless and giving us plenty to talk about as always. Thanks for joining and go check out Don Robbie right now.